Hey y'all, so I harvested a bunch of basil. I wanted to pick the tops off because I want all the energy to stay in the leaves so it'll keep growing and growing and bushing and not be sent to the flowers, although these flowers are stunning, beautiful. It smells so good. And about this time of year, I'm like, all right, enough basil. But man, come January, I crave this. I'm like, I just wish I had that herby freshness. So this is the easiest way that I'm about to show you to preserve your basil for the winter months. You need some ice cube trays, you need some basil, and you need some high quality olive oil. I love the Costco olive oil. The Kirkland brand is really good. And it is organic, and it is one of the ones that has been tested to be pure. Y'all know about the olive oil mafia? Anyway, you want to make sure it's pure. So I am literally, and you don't honestly, if you have like a good high powered blender, you could do this as well. You can just strip the leaves off of the stems. Or, again, if you have a high-power blender, you don't even need to take the stems off. If they're, like, super juicy and fresh, they'll just blend right up. So I'm going to just pull all of these leaves off. Ooh, hello, little buggy. If you want to take some of the flowers off, they can go in there as well. Just pull it off into your food processor or blender. I think a food processor is a little bit easier. I like to leave it, like, a little bit with a little bit of texture in there, not like super duper duper blended. Am I saying that a lot? Super duper. I don't know, just to give it some texture. And I like to add these. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna blend the basil with olive oil, put them in the ice cube trays, and then you can pop out the trays once they've frozen and put them in a Ziploc bag. And then throughout the winter, pop them out, put them in your soups, in your stews. I haven't tried to use them in a stir fry yet, but I bet it would work. I mean, you use oil, and we have dried herbs, so why not some semi-fresh herbs? I like to put them in my smoothies in the winter. Like I'll do like some ginger, just some of those warming spices, some ginger. I'm not sure how basil and cinnamon would go, but like a basil and turmeric and ginger I bet would be really tasty together. All right, so I am just, and again, this is like a no measure method. We are just throwing them in. Now basil is in the mint family, so it is fabulous for digestion. It is really nice. I mean, it is just so aromatic that it brings you to the present moment. It helps you to get out of your head, like release the stresses, whatever any of that mess is that's going on up there. All right, so I'm just gonna fill up. You can see it's pretty full. We don't wanna overfill it or else there can be issues blending. Okay, but I'm gonna put these in here and then I'm gonna go ahead and just pour, how much is that? That's probably about a cup that I just put in. And we're gonna blend, so loud noises for a second. Just until it gets like nice and incorporated. I'm gonna go get a spatula. Hold on one second. Scrape down the sides. Now, it probably could use a little more olive oil. This is still, I'll show you, a little bit leafy. And I want it to be able to kind of pour into the molds. So I'm gonna add a little bit more. And again, you're just going for like a pesto-y consistency here. Yeah. Got herbs all over the place here. All right. So then the next and last step in the preparation, I'm going to grab a spoon, is just to spoon these this delicious summer seasoning. So this is the consistency. Okay. Into the molds. Just like that. And they're gonna freeze up beautifully, and then you can pop them out and keep them, and I'll show you in a second. You can again keep them in a Ziploc bag, and whenever you need some of that summer brightness and freshness in your meals in the winter, you can just pull them out. So see how I'm just popping them in? And I'm gonna fill this up, and I'll be back to show you what it's like when they're nice and frozen. I would say definitely like overnight, give it a good 24 hours to really solidify before you put it in the bag, but I'll show you. So I'll see you back in a little bit. Okay, so we are back with the Basil Ice Cubes. So notice they've lost a little bit of the greenness, but they smell just as fresh, and they're gonna taste just as fresh as well. So sometimes you might need to take this out of the fridge like a couple minutes before you're ready to pop them out, just to let them loosen up a bit. Pop them out. We save old Ziploc bags. This is a perfect use for old Ziploc bag. So make sure you label it. So Basil Ice Cubes. And I'll just do the month and the year. Sometimes I'll do summer 2022. So label it. And then let's see if I can just pop these out. There we go. So easy. There we go. Basil Ice Cubes. I'm probably gonna make some more this afternoon, and I'll just keep filling up this bag. And then in the fall and winter, when I am desperate for that fresh bite and just that like herby summertime, you know, like in February when you're just like, when is it gonna get warm again? This is so perfect. You can put them in your scrambled eggs. You can put them in your stir fries, in your soups, in your stews, in your rice dishes, or any of your grain dishes. So delicious. So go preserve some basil for the colder months when you definitely need that summertime pick-me-up. Have fun.